Alright guys, welcome to another video, and in this video we'll be doing the unveiling. And I think going forward you'll be getting more surprises, right? You will not be able to tell what's coming next, and I think it's better that way, and we're gonna have much fun. And I might be asking a lot of questions as well, just to pick your brain, make you more active. Okay, so what do you think we have in the bonus? You can give a guess, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let's see if you're a good guess, but make sure you don't watch this video forward before you leave your guess. Okay, just leave your guess right now. All right, I just thought about it and I feel okay, what about we think efficiency in what we're doing, right? So I decided to put this together. And what is it? Boom, the Colab keyboard shortcut efficiency and how to structure your notebook. You've probably seen mine, right? You can see the way I have them. You can see you've probably seen them. You're like, oh, this will be really nice. And if I collapse everything, boom. So I can have another entire section right there. A single giant notebook. How interesting that is, right? You can see if I open this, welcome to the analytics flow. Then we'll dive into building a flawless Python foundation together, right? So if I open the introduction, inside the introduction there, see we have Python, which shows us more of the introduction. I'm able to collapse that, and inside that I have some other things there. You can see if I bring this up, you can see how that we have some stuffs in there, and everything is collapsible, neatly organized and structured. You can see we have quite a number of them inside the introduction. Quite a number of them in the introduction. If I go all the way back up, I can collapse this again. I can open this. Inside the number floats, we have things we can also collapse as well, right? The methods, the string, and inside the string, we can also have things we can collapse, right? And everything just looks so organized and nice. Okay, so how do you do something like this for yourself? Okay, all right, let me go all the way down. So how do you do all of this for yourself and even make it much more better? So that's why we want to look at the keyboard um, efficiency. So in this case, I can just should I bring this up? I think I'll leave it the way it is. So now it has been expanded, and let's just get into it without wasting further time. All right, now unlike the Jupyter notebook, you have to be in command mode, right, to be able to do to be able to use some of the shortcut. But Google Colab found a way to work around it, right? And it uses a prefix. That means something you must do first, then before the actual command. Okay. And the prefix, if you're on command, if you're on Mac, it uses command M. If you're on Windows or Linux, you use command control plus M. Okay. So let's start with this one, and they're all separate. Okay, you can see they are all separated. But before we look at the shortcuts, let's see how to organize our code. So let's say, for example, I want to have these titles as another section. Now, if you look at this, this is the giant section that is enclosing all of them. But then what if I don't want all of this to be visible at once. I want to be able to collapse them inside their own cell. The most important thing is that check the levels. How do we decide the levels? The parents, or let's say the grandparents or great grandparents, then the grandparents, then the parents, then the child, then the grandchild, and the great grandchildren, right? If we look at it, the most important factor is the hashtag. The hashtag factor. Now, for everything I have here, for intro to Python, data types, variables, they all have the two hashtags. But this one that closes all of them has a single hashtag, which gives us the top hierarchy level. You can see just one. But for the ones under it, they are what? Two, right? They are two. This probably just jumped in there. So they are two. You can see they are two like that. If I collapse it, let's jump in here. You can see 2 as well. So that means if I want anything inside something, I just have to consider the preceding hashtag number, the preceding number of hashtag that is enclosing the current one. So in this case, we have 2. Here we have 3, right? Okay, here we have 3. So you can think of it already that now if I want this to be only be visible when I open, then this will be what? 4. So I can copy this, for example. I can copy this, for example, X. So that means that should be there. And I'll add a text block. Okay. Then add a text block at the top. Then paste it. Then this should be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I do this. Now, if I do this, it currently can close everything under it, right? But of course, that's not the idea in this case. Every other ones should be able to do the same thing this guy is doing. So let's do for this. I will now see how nice it's going to look. So this will be the next. Put this there. And you can see I have to add a text at the top. Put it there. Then here should be 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll put it. Now, if I collapse this, you can see how nicely this cell is now hidden, right? So the same thing for this. I'll copy this. I'll add a text above. I'll put this there. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Enter. I can now collapse this. What about this? Enter as well. Take all of this. I'll add a code at the top. And then I can paste it. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So that's what we have. That means I can now collapse this as well. Then the next one, which is this. I'll cut it again. Then at the top, no, I think it's here. Yeah. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Enter. Then for this, I think we don't need this. No, we need it. So I can bring it out on its own. So the quotes part stays there. So this will be like the pro tip, pro tip. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And yes, I can now easily collapse all of this. Then it looks nicer. So if you look at them now, you can see how nice they all look. So if I scroll, we can remove the line. It's just the triple hyphen that's giving the line. Oops. So you can see it here, horizontal row. So I don't want it. Okay, so that looks nicer and better, right? So we'll remove this as well. Now, for other formats that you have seen, okay, we'll get to that in just a minute. For example, for the ones you see where you have, though we have not used any image, but for the ones you see where we have list, right? Where you see a list, where you see the dots, the bullet points, for example, something like this, you will see how to use all of them as well. Okay, just to organize your notebook so well. Okay, so yeah, we don't have any line, and this looks cleaner for me. If you prefer the lines, you can keep them. So let's just look at the ones with lines. With the so for example, let's say all of this. Now, for the bullet point, you can see add number bullet points. If we do that, it shows this way. That means if you type anything here, it will now show as a bullet list. But if I use the bullet list instead, you can see that's where the what? The asterisk comes from. Okay, that's where the asterisk comes from. You can see it. Now, let's say I'll delete all of this and just put list item. Or let's take out all of these. So bold, you can either type it yourself or just click on it. The double what? Double hashtag. For italics is a single hashtag actually. So if I use 3, it will be bold and italicized. So if I take it out, and so if I use 1 only, then you can see that it is what? Italicized. So if you want to format as code, right? So you can see. Now look at how nicely that is showing. See, it's now using triple backticks. And if you look at these guys as well, that's what they use. See, backtick. So what else is special? Of course, see, heading. You can see the heading 1, 2, 3. You can add it that way, but it has just 3 levels. So if you want more, then you can put it in yourself, but we don't want any of that in here. What do we have there before? Okay, it was just it was when we clicked something. Yeah, so we don't want it at all. Okay, I think something has gone wrong here. I've probably got okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like this. It's together. All right. So what else? You have your block quotes. Block quotes is just the way we have it in WhatsApp as well, in Telegram and the rest. You just put this forward pointing greater than sign, right? The greater than sign. That's it. And whatever you put in there has this nice looking block quote effect. Okay. So this, so you can put in any of these for your text. What else? Horizontal row, just 3 hyphens. That's the line. So to close the preview parts where you're seeing what the output will look like, to bring it back, emojis, right? You got emojis right here. So you've seen me use some funny emojis. I don't have to copy them outside actually. I have to like search for them. So you have quite a number of them. See. So you have them as much as you want to. Okay. What else? I think pretty much any other thing, you explore them yourself. So you have seen the first part of it, right? You've seen the first part of it. And now let's look at the second part. You can see how to format your code, your workbook, your you have to format and structure your notebook, not workbook, your notebook. Okay. So now let's look at the important shortcuts. Now, one thing before we jump into the shortcuts is that remember Control M or Command M. Why is this powerful? By default, let me show you what that means. To add a new cell above, I need to type A. But now, if I type A is showing as a text. Why? Because I'm in edit mode. I'm not in command mode. How can I come out of command mode on my own? Is it that I like click out, click the edge, and then tap A? You can see. Or click edge means click somewhere around the line, somewhere not inside this place, and not the run button, not the execute button as well. Okay. So what else can I do? I can use escape. So escape stops the execution or the editing mode and jumps into the command mode. So if I put B now, for example, it adds a cell below. But all of these things are sometimes can be a lot, right? Especially when you want something fast. It depends on what works for you. Sometimes I prefer just hit escape and then do what I want to do. But using the prefix is also a good way. So that means while typing, I can just do Control M and A. and it adds a new cell at the top for me while in edit mode. So Control M, make sure that you're entering command mode, and then the execution. So the shortcuts themselves are most times just a single letter, but to enter the command mode you have to press Control M first, or use just escape on your keyboard. So escape puts you in the command mode. Okay, so having explained that, let's jump into it. And if you look at it, for example, let's say before I did it, it says Control M first, then D to delete a cell, right? So let's just change it. Let's delete them. Now let's jump into it and look at it ourselves. Okay, now the first one, first important three, there's a big three. Right, these are big threes. Now for you to run a cell and move to the next cell, okay, you want to run a cell and then want to jump into the next one, use shift and enter. What does that look like? So let's say print add a new cell after executing this, and I do shift enter. Now if there was no cell beneath this before, it automatically adds a new cell, but what this does is that it jumps to the next cell right after me. Okay, so but if I want to stay inside this cell without jumping, now you can see, if you look at the blue line around this, that means this is where we are in now. Okay, so if I want to run this cell without leaving, so I'll use Control and enter. You can see that the blue line, the outline, didn't jump here. That means it did not move out of the cell. I want to stay inside here. Okay, now Alt enter. Now don't forget, for Mac users, instead of Control you use Command. For Alt you use Option. Okay, so to run the current cell and insert a blank cell code directly. For Shift, if it doesn't exist, if there are no code cell at all, then you can add. So let's do that again. This time Alt enter, so it adds a new cell below for you. Okay, now we have seen the big three. Shift to jump. I think the other would have been nice if it's this way. Let me put it this way. Oh no, how did we get here? Okay, enter here. Okay, good. Oh, okay, I missed that. As usual, that just has to be a single asterisk. Let me take out this. Okay, to make it bold. I think we're good now. Yeah, what am I missing? Okay, a backtick. All right, so I'm missing a backtick just right there. Now, so it should be enter first. Enter, Control enter. I think Control is gone. Control plus enter. Okay, all right. So Control enter first. Why is it important to put it that way? Okay, this is where you jumped to earlier. So the order is important this way because to run a cell and stay in it, Control plus enter or Command plus enter. To run a cell and jump to the next cell available, Shift enter. To run the current cell and add a new cell below, Alt enter or Option enter. So that's that about the big three cell execution option. Now let's look at structural layout and cell manipulation. Okay, so let's say for example you want to move something, you want to move a cell up, you want to delete a cell, you want to change something in there. As usual, Control M first or Command M first, then you press the next thing after. Okay, so let's say to add a new cell, which we have seen already. So let's say add a cell above. So Control M. Do not forget, you can just use escape to enter command mode. Why? Because Control M or Command M is just to enter the command mode. So whatever works for you. So Control M and then A. Then it adds a new cell above. Oh my god. What did I do? Okay, I think it changes to a text cell. Probably I pressed the wrong button. So let's just do that. Control M and A. Okay, so I think I pressed I probably pressed another key. Okay, I think that is Y. Yeah, Y or M. Let me see. That should be M. Control M. M. Yeah. So I change it so you can see Control M itself. So M is to change to a markdown. Okay. So Control M is what I used to change to a markdown. All right. So let's delete this. Let's do that again. Code. Hash. Add a cell above. Control M. A. Add a cell above. I press the M twice. I'm supposed to release the key. Don't worry about it. And just do Control M Y. Okay. Turns it back to a code cell anyway. We'll still see that, don't worry. So to add a cell below, add a cell below. So I prefer the escape mode. So I'll just do escape and B. Escape, then B. Okay. So you can see I've been able to add a cell below. So I'll not go through all of this. To delete a cell, command. So escape, then D. So you delete a cell like that. All right. So we have that gone. Undo the cell you just deleted. Control M and Z. So you're not pressing Control Z only. You have to press Control M first, then Control Z. Okay. So you want to move a cell up or you want to move a cell down. I mean, you and P would have done a nice job, but it's okay. Control M K. So Control M for K, for up, J for down. Okay. So Control M K. The cell jumps up. To bring it down, Control M J. You bring it down just like that. And then to toggle between line numbers, feel free to put that out there. Just move on. All right, so this is where it gets more interesting, and that's what I did earlier, right? Converting a particular code cell to a markdown, which is text, and converting a cell, a markdown to a code. So this is a code. Control MM, it changes immediately to a text block. So if I do Control MY, it changes back to a code cell. All right, that's what we have in there. Now these are so far we have been using this just pro code editing tip, right? So use this shortcut directly inside an active cell to speed up your coding pipeline. Those are the words. As data science, you start putting up one of these words there. So control / or command / to easily comment a line, and this is what we've been using so far. I think way back from SQL, right? Control / and the beauty of control / is that it works across all code editors. That's the beauty of it. So you necessarily do not know how to know. You necessarily do not need to know how to comment in Python code or in SQL code or in C++. Control / does the job for you. Okay, and then you now see how it does it. Then you can now use that going forward. If you have never commented a line of code before, let's say in JavaScript, and just do control / it will show you how to, or in HTML, it will show you how it's commented it. So you can now, oh, okay, it uses an hashtag the way it is in Python, for example. Then, okay, to comment a line of code, you can use an hashtag. Okay, so you can see Alt plus up down arrow, alt up or down arrow, you slide an entire line of code vertically upward or downward through a block code without cutting or pasting. Okay, so let's try that. And particularly, I think you enjoy this more. Actually, you enjoy it more. So let's say move a line of code upwards and downwards just within a cell, within a code cell. Remember our shortcut comment, control and forward slash. Boom. Then it adds hashtag to us. So that means this is how to comment. So that means if we have typed the hashtag ourselves, this line would have been commented. All right. So let's say print this, then print that, then print move this up. So now we're here. All we have to do is alt, and you can see how nicely the code goes up and comes down. Very nice, easy peasy. You don't have to like, oh, control cut, then you paste, right? So your clipboard is free of too many copy and paste. Now you can easily just move it within that code block. Okay, now the next thing is the tab, which we have probably seen when we're writing variable names. The tab is just an auto completion that appears. For example, one of the variable names we've used so far is let's see, what was the last thing we did? Error handling. So let's say amount to be paid. Let's see if that comes up. Okay, amount to withdraw. You can see by typing amount, you can just hit tab and it auto completes for you. So I'll comment that out and just put used auto complete. Okay, so shift tab, you see the function documentation, the parameters and all pop up. So let's say sum. Okay, sum, then we'll do a shift tab. Now this one works nicely in let's say native Jupyter notebook actually. Okay, the shift tab. But most times for this, you just, all you have to do is just come inside the brackets and just wait. That's all. Right, that's all you have to do. So Control Shift L or Command Shift L, that's your multi cursor, right? Multi cursor, it says place cursor on all instances of your highlighted word inside a cell to rename variable everywhere simultaneously. I think I did that at some point where we wanted to add print statements. So let's say this. Now there's a difference, by the way. So if I do this, this one I'm currently using is Alt, then I click. Okay, Alt, I click. So I'm just selecting some places to do something. And I can open a bracket, right? Then I have to move this in there one after the other. But for Control Shift L, in this case, let me just bring all of these back. Let's say we have multiple variable names in places we want to rename, right? We have Control Shift L. Now immediately it selects all the instances of that particular keyword. Print. Now everywhere I have print, I can just change it to no, remove or impute. Just like that. It makes work easier for you to do. So let me just add the alt click multiple cursor just before this. We should have that there. Control C. No. Yep. Control C. Control V. So that is alt. option, option plus click. Okay, so this will be alt plus click. So multi select. So this one does not highlight. So activate, activate, activate. Yeah, activate multiple cursor instances. Multiple cursor, multiple cursor action. Let's just put it that way. And remove this slowly, slowly. To type things, to type something in multiple places simultaneously. All right, let's just leave it that way. Shift enter. Okay, so that's what we have. And yes, we have seen pretty much all the pro code editor option in here. All right, so if you like the video so far, and this, you know that this will really help you. Now, one thing is true. Okay, if this is the first time you're just using them, they might feel weird. You might feel comfortable just like defaulting back to, yeah, just click on it, because your brain is just trying to understand the patterns that, okay, this is how you can do this to work faster. But when you push through that point, it becomes a part of you, and naturally you just see that you work faster than someone else would. Okay, so do not pull back because of the fact that it feels unusual, inconvenient. Okay, so if you like the video so far and you feel like, oh, this will really make a great difference for you, just leave a thumbs up on the video. If you know someone who works currently with Jupyter Notebook or Colab, yes, Jupyter Notebook or Colab, it works for both of them. It's just the command mode and control M thing. Do well to share with them. And yeah, let's look at the next thing. And if this is your first time watching any video at all from this channel, this is the analytics flow. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this channel with someone, you know, have someone who is learning data analysis, someone who is a data science enthusiast, someone around data, small business owners that want to work smarter, or a corporate worker that is dealing with spreadsheets or data or whatever it is, that just want to learn how to work smarter. This will really help them in general. I mean, the channel itself, share the channel with them. There are previous videos on Excel, SQL, Power BI, and there are still more to come. Okay, yeah, there are still more to come. Yeah, now for us to restart, now this happens once in a while where you're trying to run a code cell, but then it's just throwing an error. But you know, these are rare cases, but you know that there is no error in this place. Or for any reason, or for some reason you want to reset all your variable, or you want to interrupt a particular code cell, right? You can use the high to interrupt. So let's say, for example, remember when we were doing, in the previous video, when we were doing the error handling, we were trying to modify that was one of the, I think, the ATM one, right? And we're trying to change the formatting option where we ask user for input. I know that for user input, until you have passed in a value, the code cannot proceed. So you want to interrupt that, just do your control M as usual to enter command mode, then you do high to interrupt execution. Okay, for example, you enter infinity loop. It doesn't always work for infinity loop, but it's a good start. It's a good thing to try. For infinity loop, most times you probably want to restart the session, and for you to restart the session, you can see that's just control M and dot. So if you force to restart the session, that will really work for you. So to restart, let me just put that here as well. I think I missed that. Oh, okay, that's what I have there. How could I have missed it? So this to interrupt a cell And to restart the entire session, you clear the variable, everything that is executed so far, you do it with this. Okay. And finally, the unveiling part. So I hope that you watched all to this point. If you left the video early, of course, you probably not hear me say this. So sadly, it missed out on something very important, and that is the master key. Now, for the master key, let's see what we have in there. If you ever forget any of these commands while working, it's okay. It is absolutely okay. You might not know everything right now. Try to memorize this, and this right now. All you have to do is to do what? To press your Control Shift and H, and that will pop up anything you want. Let me just take that out. Okay, let's delete that cell. So using your Control Shift and H, you get everything. You just get it, and then you can read over whatever it is you want. Okay, oops, sorry. Oh my god. Okay. Aha. Well, so it's more of a full help guide. H, from the word H. You can consider it like a help guide where you can get the keyboard configuration key just right on your screen. Okay, so yes, and this brings us to the end of the bonus part, which is basically your efficiency and formatting, professionalism, and all of that in or using Google Colab. If this video makes sense, if you like it, if it was not a waste of your time, do well to hit the like button, share with someone who might need it, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so that you get to see any video that is being uploaded. You get notified. YouTube notifies you that there is a new video and you don't want to miss it. Okay, so till we meet again in the next video, keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing. I'll see you in the next. So I thought to let us finish this well, right? Since we have looked at, so far we've come all the way to this point and we have seen the structuring, the formatting, the shortcuts, and the rest. So it's just go to, wrap everything up perfectly. And that will make us go into the basic settings we have for Colab itself. So what are the settings we have for Colab? We can just come here, the top here, you click on this button and then it shows your settings, right? From this place, the first, you can see the list of the options you have. From here, you can change your what's it called, your theme to either light or dark. Okay, you can change your theme to either light or dark. If you put it on adaptive, it just goes with your system settings. If you want to get desktop notification when you're executing, now this is cool when you're running something heavy and it's just going to take time. Maybe you're running some models and all of that. You just leave it there and you let it do its thing. So that way you can just check this box and then you get notified when it is done. All right. So of course we'll not be looking at everything. Just look at what is important to us. Layout if you want. But I think majorly these two things right here. It says new notebook use private output, omit output when saving. Let's just come to the second one. By the way, I'll just go over maybe key ones I feel you might need as a beginner. Other ones I might just talk about them or just skip them completely. But feel free to explore all of them on your own, right? So this one, this right here, you can see you have quite a number of options as well. You can see different vibes, different feel. Check for what matches your own vibe and feel right here. Okay, so the default is just keep it on default. Just keep it on default. You will only want to go with Vim if you someone who has been doing some maybe you have been working, you understand operating system, you understand command line and all of those things. You have Linux system and all of those things. So yeah, but for now let's just keep it that way. So don't stress yourself much about what that is. You can make your research if you really want to go deep or if you're curious. Okay, so for the font size, you can pick any font size here, make it bigger, make it smaller. Font family right here, feel free to tweak that to your taste. indentation level that we mentioned when we're looking at the basic, the structure, the foundation of Python itself, right? By default, we said indentation are meant to be 4 spaces, right? So if you click on the drop down, you can see we have 4 spaces here. I'll keep mine on 2 the way it is, but if you're just starting out, I think it's good as a beginner to keep it on 4. Why? So that you can properly see the indentation level, because 2 seem a bit close and you can accidentally mess up the indentation. So for you, I would advise, if you are a beginner, or if you're not so comfortable with indentations yet, maybe not necessarily a beginner, but you're not so comfortable with indentation yet, if you're not comfortable, well, it could also mean you're a beginner. Anyway, just you can put that on 4 so that you can see it's well properly indented. However, if you want to stick to 2 and you still need more, like or you need a guide again, just so you don't mess up your indentation, you can also come here and just keep this on right here. All right, so feel free to explore all the options here. Enable code wrapping is quite good when you're writing a long code on, just have it on a long line like that. So enabling the wrap code is a cool thing to have. Enable code folding in editor, all of those things. Just feel free, toggle with them, play with them, right? Play with them. It says accept suggestions, so just feel free. Now by default, this will be on syntax checking, so you can always put it on syntax and type checking. Okay, syntax and type checking. It says display variable values in code editor while variable inspector is open, right? So you can say while executing only, but once or while variable inspector is open. So I think you just leave it the way it is here, right there, while variable inspector is open. That's cool. All right, now let's look at the AI assistance. This is your friend. Okay, by default, I think this is the only one that will be checked. So show AI inline completers or completions, where you get all these auto completes. So if you want to start using the AI, you can click on the box. Now, how cool is it? By just typing a comment on what you want to do, you just put the hashtag, type what you want or what you plan to do, the same way you see in some of the previous sessions that already in advance. Just type the comment so that when I get there, we just move faster instead of thinking on the spot, right? For AI, if you enable your AI generative feature, you can just type the comment and it is going to produce all the code for you right away, or at least you see the suggestions first, then you can accept, or it just gives it to you that way. Okay, so if you want that, feel free to turn this on, but I won't be doing that. By the way, if you want to do that, be careful so that you don't become there are different words to use, but so that you don't become, let me just use the most safe word, too dependent, because at some point you just find out that you're no longer learning. And once your brain gets used to that, gets addicted to that, you become instinctively lazy to want to think, because AI can just do it for you, right? So if you have a good idea of what you're doing to make it faster, yes, you can use it to make it faster. You understand what you're seeing, you know how it works, that's absolutely fine, right? In cases like that. So you can check this box if you don't want it to show that. Maybe click here to generate AI feature, the AI, let me see, close. Let's just add the code here, no, a text. Just change that to text or a code block. Now you can see before we used to have this. Let me go back there quickly. So if I go to assistant code, if I click this, now immediately I think something happened behind the scene. You can see it says start coding or generate with AI, right? So but if I go back there and I say no, I don't want that, so I just hide it, so that is gone now, so I don't have to accidentally click it or something. So Colab plans, you have some good Colab plans here. If you want to go beyond the basic, you want to do some really good computing operations, and you want more RAM, more virtual computer power, you can always feel free to explore the options you have right here. Okay, and you have the GitHub option, which is super duper cool, right? Say you want to connect your account, you want to connect this to your GitHub directly, as you're working, your changes are updated and all of those things. Very cool thing to do. Very cool thing to do. You can feel free to explore this option. And miscellaneous, feel free to explore what you have here as well. And yes, with this, I feel we have closed this off properly. Let me take this out, and I will see you in the next series or sessions of the video. And as usual, till then, keep practicing, and keep practicing.